What's good, man? This is your boy Fanon. I gotta ask a question, man. You know, I know that you got some Anthony Joshua fans that listen to these videos and firm Eddie Hearn supporters. Man, now I understand why Eddie Hearn is the way Eddie Hearn is. Because he was raised by Barry Hearn. Because Barry Hearn is a slippery slime ball, man. I just read this. Well, I read this article earlier on Sky Sports, but I was like, I'm really not going to get into this. It's Barry Hearn, whatever. What's the con job? What's the con job, right? But so anyway, I'm, kind of had some time on my hands. Figured I'd do another video because I got some people in the house, right? And I really can't go downstairs and hang out with my wife, so I figured I would do something. And this article comes up. So let me read you what this guy says. He says, and this is like, just imagine somebody really trying to take money out of your pocket and trying to convince you why it's good for them to take money out of your pocket. He says, wow, seriously, man, I could see why people would fall for this, like why they would accept this argument and try to come to my page and use this argument. But I assure you, it's blatantly apparent what it is. Wilder wanted something closer to 50-50 for the deal for the first bout, right? So they're talking about this 50-50 split thing. And this is what Barry Hearn says to the BBC Sport. Wilder has to ask, do I really believe him? I mean, do I really believe I can beat him? Anthony Joshua, right? Wilder has to ask, do I really believe that I can beat him? Oh, yes. I'm just going to act like I'm Deontay Wilder, who's stupid. Yeah, you're right, Barry, because I really do. I do believe I can beat him. Yeah. I already asked that question. What's the next question, Barry? Tell me what I need to think. Hearn, whose son Eddie promotes Joshua, added, Wilder's making a few $1 million for the fight, right? Hey, Deontay, think about this, man. You got to think. Can he really beat him? Yeah, Barry. Yeah, Barry, I'm a moron. I think I can beat him, and I can't wait for you to tell me what I should do next. Wilder, you're making a few $1 million a fight. Little chump change. Yeah, Eddie. Yeah, I only got like 1 or 2 or 3 million. I've only made 12 million. Yeah, it's that's not a lot of money, I guess. That's a lot less than 100 million, But so I guess, $12 million isn't very much money. $3 million a fight, $2 million a fight. That's not a lot. What should I do next, Eddie? I mean, Barry? Well, sooner or later, son, the penny will have to drop. And you have to say, look, man, I've been offered 15 million. So every other fight I'm taking, I'm losing 10 million. And I believe I can beat him. And if you beat him, son, the rematch is 50-50 for sharing 100 million. And if I beat him twice, if you beat him twice, Deontay, you're the biggest thing in American sports. So why the roll the dice and negotiate over a few $1 million? Joshua has signed the contract. All you have to do is add your signature. And on April 13th, in Wembley's a done deal. Just sign the paper, Deontay. That's all it takes. And if you just beat him twice, you'll be the biggest thing in sports. And I want that for you, son. I want that. That's the spiel that Barry Hearn is selling. But let's just walk through this for a second. Wilder's only making a few $1 million a fight. Man, that's a lot of money, homie. That's a lot of money. Okay? He can live off a couple $1 million, so he can wait. When you make a couple $1 million, Deontay, you can afford to wait. Because what's the worst case scenario? You take three fights and you make $6 million. If you watch Your Money, son, you're from Alabama, you'll never have to work again. Most people in this world, real people, never make $6 million in their life. So, Barry, he's selling you something, son. He's selling you something. Okay? You know perfectly well that Barry Hearn, Anthony Joshua works for him. Okay, so he's looking out for Anthony Joshua's interest, and anything that he's saying is in Anthony Joshua's interest. So he says, you're just making a few $1 million a fight. That's a lot of money, son. Then he says, I've been offered 15 million, so every other fight I'm taking, I'm losing 10 million. Is that true? Of course it's not. Of course that's not true. Because number one, the fight's not until next year. Fight's not till April. You got to have a fight anyway. Since you have to have a fight anyway, signing that contract before you fight this one, you're not going to waiting to fight this next fight before you sign a fight in April 13th means you're not losing any money. Matter of fact, you're earning money. This $15 million he's talking about isn't until next year. What you going to do between now and next year? Are you going to just sit and not fight this is July, son. Right? This is July. So all of August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. That's 9 full months. Does he expect you to sit on your backside and be inactive for 9 months while your competitor takes a fight in between and you have to get on the road to face him? Does that make sense to you, Deontay? So unless he was going to fight you next, you're not losing anything by taking another fight. You're earning money. You can make $2 million and stay busy between now and April if you want to take that fight. Right? This makes sense to me. So that one right there is kind of gone. You're not losing $10 million. You're making money. And so he says then, what's the next part? If I beat him, the rematch is 50-50. Are you sure that the rematch is going to be 50-50? Is that in the contract? Is that in there? Is there are you negotiating this contract that he wants you to sign? Do you have that written down, son? That do you have a rematch clause which says if you win, it's going to be 50-50? And even if it is, and you did win, why would you take away your ability to negotiate the rematch? Why would you set that in stone, son? That doesn't make much sense to me. For sharing $100 million. How does he know now it's $100 million? Why wouldn't you, if it's $100 million, why would you only be getting 50-50? Because he said it's not a $100 million fight in the UK. It's only a $40-50 million fight in the UK. But the rematch is in the United States where you're from. If you win, it's in the United States where you're from. Why would you split 50-50 if you beat him and you're fighting in your own hometown and you hold all the belts? If you beat him, Deontay, wouldn't you hold the WBA, the WBC, the IBF, and the WBO and the IBO belts? Wouldn't you have all 5 of those belts? Right? 4 of them being major, 1 of them being secondary. And it's in your hometown. And you already beat him. Why would you want to go 50-50 with him? Does that make sense? So number one, is that in your contract? And number 2, if it is in your contract, why would you put that in your contract? That doesn't make sense. You just whooped his ass, took all his belts, and you're fighting in your own hometown. That sounds like 60-40 the other way around to me, if anything. And if I beat him twice, I'm the biggest thing in American sport. You're the biggest thing in American sport. Let's think about that, Deontay Wilder. First of all, that's not true. That is what you call, that's an exaggeration. And it doesn't even matter. You just want to make as much money as you can make in an individual fight. But all of this thing, you have to get past multiple things in order to get to this ultimate goal that this man acts like he has for you, which is being the greatest thing. Why would that even be your goal, Deontay, to be the biggest thing in American sport? Is that your goal? I thought your goal was to take care of your family. Make sure that your daughter never has to work. I thought you entered boxing for that. I thought you wanted to make sure that you could retire when you wanted to retire and your brain and all that stuff is intact, right? And you don't ever have to work again. You're a wealthy man. Your mama ain't got to work. You don't have to work. Your kids don't have to work. I thought that was the goal, right? Isn't that the practical goal? He's trying to sell you a dream that you don't even have. Last thing, listen to what he says, Deontay. So does he roll the dice or negotiate over a few $1 million? Why would you just he's asking you with a straight face to give up millions of dollars. To not even ask for him. Because what's the roll of the dice? That he might not want to fight you? Roll. If you, what's the roll of the dice? If you ask for more money, a few more $1 million, that they're going to tell you no, you can't have the fight. Is that the roll of the dice? Isn't there some responsibility on Anthony if they're not willing to come off their deal a little bit? Do you really think they're serious about making this fight? And then listen what he asked you again. So Joshua's already signed the contract. All you got to do, he's asking you to sign the contract. Let's go over this contract again, Deontay. It's a flat fee, which nobody else would take. It's in his hometown. You have no say over the refs. You have no say so over the judges. You have no say so over the ref. You have no say so over the judges. You have no rematch clause, but he does. And by the way, remember he says if you beat you, it's a 50-50 deal. Why would he get to do that? Why does his rematch allow him a 50-50 split? All he's doing with that is locking you into a deal that he doesn't deserve ahead of time. And he just says, sign it on now for a fight 9 months away. That doesn't make much sense. It doesn't. Why don't you do this, Deontay? Why don't you take another fight for $3 million against whoever? Maybe Al and those guys can get you on Showtime's pay-per-view with a good card. Showtime's pay-per-view with a good card. Your name has grown. See what you've done. Get a match that you can win. Easy, not to, don't risk yourself too much. Just go get you a knockout, right? You just fought Luis Ortiz. You deserve a soft touch. You just took you got a mandatory and probably the toughest fighter in boxing other than yourself. And then why don't you just wait to see what happens in April? And then we just sit down, and if they really want, they'll come back with that same offer. I guarantee you, Deontay, they will come back with at least that very same offer. You're not going to get any worse than what they offered you in April. Nothing worse. How could they come with anything worse than what they just offered you? What are they going to go back to 12.5 and they're going to say you have to tie your hands behind your back? How much worse a deal can they offer you? They can't, and they have pressure on them to make the fight because everybody knows these clowns are ducking you. Anyway, man, I just find these guys to be sleazebags. This message right here for Barry Hearn was clearly not meant for Deontay Wilder or anyone with half a brain. You don't accept a fight a year off, 10 months away, and you're dang sure not losing any money by not waiting till April to take a fight. If you he could take another fight in September probably. He could probably take a fight in September. He could probably take a fight in October or November. That's probably when Deontay Wilder is going to fight, October or November. Make $2 million, $3 million. How in the world is taking a $3 million fight losing money when there's no other option for you to take? So look, man, these guys are just, you know what they are. Anyway, man, it's annoying. And it's not, again, this is meant for Anthony Joshua's supporters so that they can run up and say whatever they want to say. What's more real? Who was this guy left a message? Who's the bigger dummy? Deontay Wilder for passing $15 million up, or Anthony Joshua because he would have earned $50 million in 2 fights? Clearly, it would have been Anthony Joshua's my answer. Because number one, that offer for $15 million is a fake. They never intended to give it to you, and they probably don't intend it for April either. And even if you did sign it, they could turn their back on it and flip out of it because they're not honest people. So that $15 million ain't real. That is a dream that they're selling you. A worst case scenario dream that they're selling you. And but these same guys, Barry Hearn probably did sell the same thing to Anthony Joshua and convince this clown to come up off of $50 million. 50. Because if he earns $30 million over his next 2 fights, he would have earned $80 million minimum by taking the offer they gave him. That's $50 million this moron passed up of real money, not $9 million of stupid money, of non-existent money. And actually, if you take out the $3 million he'll probably get for fighting in between, $12 million of fantasy money. Anyway, it is what it is, and with that, I'm out. Peace.